Rob from Florida has two questions here. I'm going to read this part first. So what you're saying is last night you differentiated between infection rate and confirmed infection rate. What do you think of the multiplier is 2x, 5x for each person testing positive? How many really have been infected? And then he goes on and says that this leads to my question about kids in school. If real number of kids who get sick from virus is not 0.5 but far less, and those who die is closer to 1 by 50,000, if we can protect the vulnerable, give prophylaxis to protect, can't we reduce the risk of safely go to school? Yes. So for Rob, once again, what I had to do was I had to go back to Sweden. The reason I keep using Sweden is that many of their practices have been consistent. So what I did was the following. So look here. First, I looked at Delhi. What I was interested in understanding for Rob's question was, what is the true infection rate, or how many people are really infected? And so far, there is no formula. So far, there is no way to tell the difference between case fatality rate and infection fatality rate. Is case fatality rate means number of people or the rate of people dying out of the confirmed cases. And confirmed cases depend upon how much testing is done. If you're doing less testing, then you have less confirmed cases. And if you have more testing, then you have more confirmed cases. The infection fatality rate means that we know exactly how many people in a population are confirmed or have the infection, and then out of them, how many have died. And for COVID-19, we cannot actually really measure the infection fatality rate other than projections. So what I did was I looked at two things. One, I looked at Delhi. The reason I went to Delhi was to look at the area that may be more populated, to see what is infection rate in a densely populated area. And there could be other countries or cities as well. So nothing positive or negative here for Delhi. I just wanted to see that. And so what I saw was in Delhi, they're saying, so check this out. The congested areas in Delhi have the highest number of people infected by the novel coronavirus. In central Delhi, where the number of COVID-19 positive cases is the highest, infection rate is 27.9%, while southwest Delhi is 12.9%, and then they have other percentages in other areas as well, if you read here. So the one result over here is that it is possible that 20-30% of the people are infected. That is one. Now, if we go here to this one, this is the how did Sweden flatten its curve without a lockdown? And there are so many articles about Sweden, and they said that there are two primary things. And if you look at my videos about Sweden, there are so many comments that some people say, hey, we don't wear a mask. Others say that we have the social distancing. I sometimes say that Swedes naturally have some distance, they keep some distance. Then some comments come in and they say, well, how dare you say that we are less social? We are very social. This is just a taboo. And so at the end of the day, Sweden has some protocols. They probably do not wear masks. So I have a link here. I actually have this Sweden live cam here as well. And I have a link here. This link says, so if you see here, why we aren't wearing masks in Sweden. So, excuse me. So Sweden is not wearing masks, or some people are wearing masks and some are not. Number one. Number two, Sweden has some social distancing procedures as well. They have 16 years and younger patients are going to schools. 50 or more are not, gathering together. Then people are protecting themselves as well. So with all of that, what I wanted to see was, how did Sweden end up in a state where their Look at this. This is their, sorry, this is, I was trying to make it bigger. So if you see here, this is their number of cases, and their number of cases have gone down. Somebody had sent me a comment saying that, hey, they seem to have been having a spike nowadays. No, I'm so sorry. I'm coughing. No, I think that the number of cases are going down. Number one. Number two, if you see here, the death rate is really down. So, for example, one death yesterday, and then one death before, and two deaths before that, and so on. So the death rate is down. Death rate down is a more accurate thing to measure compared to the cases that are more or less. Number of cases can be increased or reduced because of the testing, but the death rate hopefully is coming out as an accurate number. Now, looking at this death rate, can I assume that Sweden has reached a point of R naught of 1 or less? Meaning they are probably not spreading anymore or not spreading faster. Their spread has reduced. So what I did was, I did this little analysis. And let's look at it together. And this is especially for Rob. I'm trying to answer this question that for children, what is the infection rate? Where is the safety level? So look at Sweden for a second. 10.23 million population. From a statistical formulas point of view, herd immunity will have reached if 66% of the population had become infected and recovered or vaccinated. So that would mean about 6.7 million people. But if you look at it, the total confirmed cases that they have, so this is confirmed cases, this is not infection rate, or this is not the total infection, because we cannot count that. So the confirmed cases are 84,985. However, when they did antibody test in the society, they came out and they said, well, we have reached 10%. And I know that when this news came out, I think last month, there was a lot of news cycle about Sweden that they were saying that we would reach herd immunity, but this is only at 10% and they are really in a bad shape. So look, I am not a fan of the lives lost during this process in Sweden, but I don't think that 10% should be looked at to say they have not reached herd immunity. And hear me out here. Sweden has 0 to 24 years old folks that are 2.8 million. 25 to 54, again in the young group that get less symptoms, 4 million. Remaining are in the older group age. Now check this out. We know that antibodies are 10%. What we do not know is that innate cells also help children to stay safe, correct? That is why the children don't have severe symptoms, because their innate arms, especially natural killer cells, take care of the infection much easier. So if we take innate cells, and this is a study out there that about 54% of the children do not develop more than mild symptoms because of the innate arm. So what I did was I took 50% of the young here, and that gives us about 1.4 million people. 10% from the antibodies, so about 1 million people are already infected and recovered. Another 50% of the children may have become infected and recovered. We do not know, but I'm just doing a back of the napkin math to understand why Sweden's R naught is reducing, and then map it to any other society where children are going to go to school. So 50%, that is 1.4 million. Cytotoxic T cell, and there is not much tests to be done, but we know that there is immunity given by cytotoxic T cells as well. And interestingly, people who have immunity because of the cytotoxic T cells or the T helper 1 pathway, they usually develop less symptoms. So they are either not aware, or even if they are aware, these are less bothersome symptoms. They stay at home, they do not go to hospitals, they do not get themselves tested that much. So I put that to 20%. This is my speculation. I may be wrong. This may be 2%. This may be 0%. This may be more than 20%. I don't know. And with 20%, the number is 2 million more. Then other factors. Other factors are staying away from each other, older people staying at home, not traveling a lot, not going out a lot, wearing a mask, maybe not wearing a mask, staying hygienic, and all those factors also help reduce the spread. So let's say that also contributes to about 10%. It's not the immunity, but it is still helping the virus stay away. So let's say 10% is that. Then cross-reactivity and human coronaviruses. So people who are getting sick with the cold or flu or other human coronaviruses, that they would have some immunity developed as well. And we have looked at those studies. So that is 5%. So if you look at it, the society, possibly in Sweden, has reached about 5 million people recovered or exposed and have become protected. If that is the case, further deaths are, this is why the deaths are not increasing. And why do I stand behind these kind of numbers? The results are showing it. The death rate that has gone down to 1 or 2 deaths per day, that shows that there is something that is achieved in Sweden. Either they have drastically changed their lifestyle, or they are reaching herd immunity. Now with this, look at this data for children. There are a total of 4,500 children who became sick. And the deaths are, some papers say 0 deaths, some papers say 16 deaths. So what I did was I took 10 deaths, which are shown here. So if you see here, in Statista, number of coronavirus deaths in Sweden. So 9 years and younger, 1, 20 to 29, 10. Ideally, I would love to have something lesser than 19. I did not find it. So I used the number 10, and this number may be wrong if this, let's say this is 16, or this is 5, or this is 0, I don't know. So I took the number 10. If the number is 10 out of 4,500, then the lesser than 19, the cases are 0.04% of the population. So Rob, that is the first number to keep in mind, that 0.04% of the children of the population, the children could become sick. Number one. Number two, 0.16% of the children became sick out of all of the children. So Sweden has 2.8 million children. Out of them, when 4,500 became sick, that is 0.16%. So again, depending upon the community type, it would depend how many children are there, and then out of them, 0.1 to 0.2% will become sick. Okay, so now, how many are dying? So let's say a total of 10 deaths. So that means that we have, if you see here, out of all the confirmed cases, 0.2% died. And so that means out of 501 child. Out of all the population of children, so that is 2.8 million, 0.0003% died. So a very low rate. Out of all the population of Sweden, 0.0001 died. So now if I go back to your question, Rob, the question is, what do you think is a multiplier? Is it 2x or 5x? So in my opinion, the multiplier, if we look at Sweden's data, it is anywhere from 3 to 5x. So if the antibodies are saying that we have 10% community that has recovered, then possibly it is 40 to 50% community that has become protected. that means the herd immunity is not reached, but R naught has really dropped. And that is how the death rate has reduced. So hopefully that answers the question. Continuing on,